Either Heather, hello there, Chef Cutter Dive, and welcome you to another Into the Pocket Bowling event. We're doing the top 50 PBA bowlers. We finished off 5 videos, which we had 25 matches, the 25 winners, and the 7 highest point totals of losers got to qualify for a 32-person one-on-one battle. Our first matchup will be Patrick Allen versus Brian Foss. So we got those guys. Patrick Allen, a lefty, 219 normal average. Brian Foss, 219.3. Patrick Allen has, you see, the cards are a little bit different. If it's three of a kind, Patrick Allen gets a strike. If it's three of a kind for Foss, it's 8. Spare, 10 to 15 is a strike. Pair of fives is back 2 frames. Pair of six is back 1 frame, as in practically, that's what your scores are. Patrick can also get a 5. If it's a 2-2-1, he'll get a strike. If Foss gets a 2-2-2 or a 3-2-1, that's a strike as well. It's a 10 to 15. So Patrick Allen will lead us off. He'll throw 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? Strike. That's 12. That's a strike. Foss throws a 1, 3, 6. That's 10. That's enough for a strike. On 2. Foss throws a 4, 6, 5. That's 15. That's a on his edge of tomorrow. Allen throws a 3, 1, 3. That's terrible. That's only 7 pins. He'll get the spare, but only 20 points in the first frame. 3. Allen throws a 3, 4, 2. That's 9 pins. That's definitely not a strike. So 19 on the second. Foss throws a 1, 1, 2. That's a mistake. Out of pocket chart is a 5, 3. So he'll have an open frame that could help Allen. Foss throws a 2, 4, 5. That's 11. That is a strike, thankfully for him. Allen on 4. Throws a 4, 6, 1. That's 11. That's a strike, and he's taking the lead through 3. On 5. He throws a 1, double 6. That's 13. That's a strike. Back pair of 6 is back 1 frame. So whatever his 5th frame score is, what his 4th frame score is, and that's a strike. Foss throws a 3, 4, 1. That is definitely not a strike. That's not enough. So that's only 8 points. Foss on 6. Through a 2, 1, 3. That is a strike. Normally it'd be like only 6 points. That would probably be a open frame, but because his other card on 6 is a strike, that is a strike. Allen throws a 1, 6, 2. That's 9. That's only 9. He has a 17-point lead after 5 frames on 7. He throws a 1, 2, 6. That's only 9. Foss throws a 6, 5, 3. That's 14. That is a strike on everyone's card. On 8. Foss throws 5, 5, 3. That's 13. Pair of fives is back 2 frames. So whatever his 8 frame score was, his 6 frame was, and that was a strike. Allen on 8. Throws a 1, 3, 1. That's nasty. That's gonna be a spare. He wishes that 5 was a 2, 2, 1 because that would have been a strike. On 9. He throws a 3, 3, 4. That's 10. That is a strike. Foss throws a 2, 3, 2. That's a spare. He's up by 2, but he does have a spare to play off of, so he goes first. Foss throws a 5, 4, 1. That's a strike, so it's 188, 3, 9. Next ball is a 1, 6, 5. That's a strike. Can he finish it off? He does. He strikes out for 218, hoping that that's enough. Patrick Allen throws a 6, 3, 5. That's a strike. I think he's okay. Next ball is a 1, 3, 3. That's 7, and he cannot believe it. He has a 213. He loses by 5 points. So Patrick Allen is out of luck. He needed that second strike after all. That 7 was not going to be enough. 27 points, but he was up, but then he spared. Foss struck 3. Foss had 1 open frame, but he still won the game 218 to 13. So Foss wins by 5 points. So we do the 5-pin rule. So Allen and Foss will rematch. after 5 frames. And it looks like Patrick Allen's going to win. And Patrick Allen beats Voss the second time, 256, 206. So nicely done with those strikes. So Patrick Allen does beat Voss. Yeah, the rule is if it's by 5 or fewer pins, it has to be a rematch. And Patrick Allen won by 50. So Patrick wins by 40. So Patrick wins by 45. So the plus differential, yeah, the plus minus differential actually is that will determine who your opponent in the 316 is. And Patrick Allen won. Hello, Anthony Jones. So Earl Anthony will face Husted. Where's that guy? Where's Husted? It's Hudson. There he is, Dave Hudson. So Earl Anthony, the legend of the 50s, taking on Dave Husted, a 217, a newer guy. So Earl Anthony, an icon. Let's see what he does here. Earl Anthony throws a 5-1-2. That's a spare. Only 8 pins. Husted throws a 2-6-3. That's 11. That's a strike. Earl throws a 6. That's either, well, it has to be a 3-2-1 because triple twos is a 3 of a kind. Otherwise, no major changes. Husted throws a 1-3-4. That's only 8 pins. That's a spare. Earl throws a 1-2-3-4-5-6. Boom. That's a strike. The 1-2-3 is when he needed it. On 3, he throws 3-6-5. That's 8. That's 13. That's a strike. Husted throws a 1-4-1. That's a spare. 9 with a spare. On 4, he throws a 3-2-1. Boom. But that's a spare. Anthony throws a 3-2-4. That's 9 pins. That's a spare. On 5, he throws a 4-3-5. That's a 12. Husted throws a 2-6-3 for a strike. That's 11. Strike, strike. Husted throws a 3-1-6. That's a strike. Anthony throws a 2-3-2. That's only 7 pins. He gets a spare though. 3-4-3 is a 10. Husted throws a 1-4-6. That's 11. An 8. He throws a 4-3-3. That's 10. Anthony throws a 1-1-6. Brutal. Brutal open frame. That is brutal. Anthony throws a 2-4-1 to get a spare after that. Husted throws a 3-6-3. That's a strike, and I think that's pretty much game set match. Anthony throws a 1-2-1 and with 182. Man, he had everything going for him and he busted it. Husted doesn't have to do much. He gets a 236. So 236, 182. That is a brutal win for Dave Husted. And yeah, he won by 54 points, right? Is it 54? Yes, 54, Jeffrey. Thank you, 54. So Husted wins by 54 over Earl Anthony. That's a shock. Earl Anthony had decently done, but Husted did throw 5 straight strikes, and Earl Anthony had that bad 8 frame and then the 10 frame with a 182. He was not set to play. Dave Husted was. Hmm. Parker Bone. Well, Parker Bone against Kent. So Parker Bone will face Doug Kent, 224 versus 217. Parker, if you remember his qualification match, and I know that Ben Witz also commented on that video on YouTube. saying that how did a guy get 4 straight open frames and then still win the match? Well, by luck. So Parker Bone will face Doug Kent in the third match of the day. Bone throws a 1-2-2. That's only 5. That's a spare. Fortunately, it's not 3-1-1 because that would have been an open frame. If he throws a 6, he gets a strike. Doug throws a 6. He gets a strike. Doug throws a 5-6-4. That's 10-15. That's a strike. On 2, Kent throws a 1-5-4. That's a strike. 10 points. Bone throws a 6-3-1. That's a strike. On 3, he throws a 2-6-1. Only 9. So that doesn't work. Kent throws a 5-3. That's 11. That's a strike. On 4, he throws a 2-2-3. That's only 7 pins, so he's fucked. Bone throws a 1-4-3. That's an 8. Only done by 19-3. On 5, he throws a 6-6-1, which would be 13 for a strike, but unfortunately, pair of 6 is his backup frame, so his 5th frame score is his 4th frame. Kent throws triple 6s. That's not good because that gives him a 7 spare, so only 17 points for the 4th. On 6, he throws a 1-4-4. That's only 9 pins. Parker throws a 3-2-3. That's 8. Well, that gives a 19-point lead. Parker throws a 6-3-4. That's 13. That's a strike. Kent throws a 2-5-4. That's 11. That's a strike as well. Still got that 19-point lead. On 8, he throws a 5-4-5. That's a spare. Pair of 5s is back 2 frames, so his 8 frame score is his 6 frame score. Parker throws a 2-4-2. That's only 8 pins. That's not good. On 9, there's a 5-1-6. That's a strike he's working off of. Kent throws a 6-1-5. That's a strike he throws off of. So basically, it's anything you could do, I can match you. Parker has not really had much of a momentum. You'll go first. 10. He throws a 1-5-1. He knows he's fucked. Remember, points do matter for Kent. Eddie open frames 2, but it doesn't matter. He wins only by 19. So 19 points could be the difference of who your opponent is. But yeah, Doug Kent wins 201-182. Parker only throws 1 open frame this time, but he still loses because Jeff Kent had 3, 4, 5 whiffies. Stefanovic, Victor Allen, Voltar, Son, Ruben Puppets. Okay, so who? Roth Hardwick? So Mark Roth. So his match against Carter. That's the legend Don Carter. So Don Carter versus Mark Roth will be the final match of our first 4 videos. 2 legends, 217 for Carter, 222 average on Roth. Carter throws a 5. That's not, which is 221. The only, wait, that's a strike. Say it was rough. Carter goes first. He does a 3-3-1. That's a 7. Roth throws a 6-4-5. That's a K on everyone's board. Next, he throws a 4-6-5. That's a strike on everyone's board. Carter throws a 4-4-1. That's a 9. Not really what he needs to do. On 3, Carter throws a 2-5-3. That's 10. That's enough for a strike. Roth throws a 1-2-4. Unfortunately, that definitely is not a strike. That's 7 pins. On 4, he throws a 5-4-6. That's 9. That's 15. That's a strike. Must be. Carter throws a 4-3-2. That's definitely not a strike. On 5, he throws a 1-5-1. That's a open frame. Roth throws a 3-2-5. That's another strike. He looks pretty confident. On 6, he throws a 5-5-1. That's a strike. 11. And back 2 frames means his 4th frame. Carter throws a 6-5-1. That's a strike. On 7, he throws a 4-5-1. That's 10. That's a strike. Roth throws 6-4-4. That's definitely a strike. I think he's got this one. Remember, points do matter to see who your opponent will be for round number 2. Well, round of 16. 6-2-4, that's 12. Carter 4-3-3, that's 10, that's a strike. 9, he throws a 2-5-5, that's 12, that's a strike. And pair of fives is back 2 frames. Rock throws a 2-3-4, that's a spare. But I think he's okay. Carter throws a spare, that's not going to help matters. That's a 2-12. So Carter throws a 2-12, but Roth is going to win because you get 10 automatic points for 9, so that's 2-16. He throws a 5-6-4, that's a strike, and that will do it. And he has enough points that he doesn't need to worry. He throws a 2-46 to Carter's 2-12. Great job by Roth, and that is a 34. So, yeah, 34. And Roth wins by 34. So, yeah, so Allen, Husted, Kent, and Roth all win their matches. Well, I know that Foss will feel cheated because he technically won by 5. But because of the 5-point rule, he had to play in second one, and Allen somehow won. So I don't blame anyone for saying that Foss got cheated, but that's the way my marking goes. And then we'll have another video soon. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond at Duke.